Do you guys like this hat or hate it like me because I look like a tool and my ears stick out? I asked you guys on Instagram the other day to give me some questions. I got back so many questions. You guys asked me so many, so thank you. But I had to narrow them down, which was hard to do, but I did it. So I'm just gonna get right into it because I feel like this video is gonna be really long. There's outdoor noises. Love it. Thumbnail. Okay, let's get the show on the frickin' road and start answering some questions because I know this is gonna drag on and you guys are gonna be like, shut up. Okay, first, what is the most challenging things in your life? Can't read. What is the most challenging things in...
What is the most challenging things you had to overcome in your lifetime?
Definitely things having to do with mental health, I guess. I don't know, accepting the fact that I have depression and anxiety and it's not gonna go away necessarily, but just like dealing with that, getting through really hard times and like persevering with therapy. So I guess that's something I had to overcome. One thing you love and one thing you hate about Toronto. There's a lot of things I don't like. But one thing I love about Toronto, it's like the perfect amount of like city and not city. So like where I live, it's like neighborhoody and there's lots of parks and it's nice. But then again, like downtown's really close by, so you don't get bored. So that's a nice like contrast. And then one thing I don't like is that Toronto is a big city, but growing up in it feels really small. Everyone knows everyone. And I feel like everyone feels entitled to your life and rumors go around so easily. So sometimes the people are a challenge. What's the first thing you would do if you were a guy? Touch my dick. Duh, who wouldn't? I'd be like, whoa, let's figure that thing out. I've always wanted to know, always been jealous that guys can like pee wherever and like wonder what sex feels like. So definitely that. Given the choice of anyone in the world, whom, fancy, would you want as a dinner guest? John Krasinski, who's Jim from The Office, if you don't know. He would just make me laugh the whole time and I'd probably cry the whole time because I'd be so starstruck. So, when you have a boyfriend, how do you deal with all the attention guys give you? All of it. Literally don't get any, but if I do, you just, I don't know, to me it doesn't really exist. It doesn't even like cross my mind. I'm a very, very loyal person, and if I am in love with someone, like other guys don't really cross my mind. Like, you just ignore everyone else. You're like, ew, good luck. What's your favorite thing about YouTube? Definitely getting to actually be myself and not just post photos. I don't know, I feel like Instagram's amazing and I love it, but it's like, okay, love it's really dramatic. But YouTube is just so much like, you can create whatever content you want and I can connect with people way more, and I find people really tend to connect with me more through YouTube, and I felt so close to a lot of my previous followers now on YouTube. They like get to know my personality more, so that's really cool. Not that my personality is really cool, it's just average or below average. Do you want to get married? Do you want kids? And if so, how many, boy or girl? Whoa. Hi. Yes, I want to get married eventually. Yes, I want kids eventually. Actually, I want to get married pretty young, but I want kids eventually, and probably 2, max 3, boy or girl. Preferably at least 1 boy, but I don't really care. Hey, if you could switch places with any movie/TV show character and have that be your reality, who would you choose? And then thank you for the cute message, you're a doll. I would choose Pam from The Office, for sure. Because then I get to be married to Jim, and Jim's the GOAT, and I love their relationship, and Pam is also super cool, so. Okay, so for this next one, I got literally 400 questions, like the exact same as this. How can I stop giving a fuck about what other people think of me and just live my life to the fullest? That is very hard for me even. If any of you have any advice for me, let me know. I think that's something you just figure out as you grow up, and life is a tough balance of caring what other people think so that like you're not an asshole and no one likes you, and also caring about what people think. I mean, well, I'm not okay. Life's a balance between caring about what other people think so people don't think you're a dick, and then not caring about what people think so that you can be yourself and not try to please everyone, because then you're gonna be literally depressed and lost and alone. So I would say, can you tell that I'm struggling with this too? Do what you want to do, and then the right people for you will be there when you do the things you want to do. And then the shitty people will leave you, you know? How do you get through really bad days when you don't think it will get better? I have a lot of these days, and I guess just looking back to the last day this happened and just reminding yourself constantly, even if it means nothing to you and you say it, constantly remind yourself that this too shall pass, and that you're always gonna come out okay on the other side, no matter like how long it takes or whatever. Like, especially sleeping it off helps a lot, and just spend that day doing things that make you happy, like watching a funny show or whatever. Like, when I'm having a horrible day, I literally just like binge watch The Office. If you had to picture your dream life, what would it look like? Describe it exactly. Where would you live? Who would you be surrounded by? And what would you be doing? Okay, that's a really loaded question, and I guess my nutshell answer is that I'm a true believer in like home is where the heart is. So if you're with the right person or the right people or the right or I don't know, around your family, whatever and whoever makes you happy, I feel like you guys will make it work. What's your best feature? Just like my face. I would say my sensitivity. I'm a very sensitive person and very emotionally aware. So I'm like a good person to talk to, and I understand, and I feel like I'm like generally nice to people. I have my moments, of course, but I feel like I treat people decently well. And then if I don't, I feel guilty about it. If money wasn't an issue, what would you dedicate your life to? 100% helping animals. If I had all the money in the world, I would open like so many dog shelters and wildlife sanctuaries and rescue shelters for farm animals, especially like chickens, pigs, sheep, cows. I would just like rescue all of them from slaughterhouses, and just, yeah, I would dedicate my life to animals for sure. What makes you confident and boosts your self-esteem? Looking for some tips. Girl, same. I guess honestly, taking care of myself makes me feel good about myself. So when of course you need your mental health breaks and like eating whatever food you want and like taking time off from exercise, but honestly, like when I'm in a rhythm of going to the gym, having a good skincare routine, drinking lots of water, like being physically fit and forcing myself to do things that'll make me physically fit, I feel better inside and I feel more self-confident. Even if I don't look different, like I know that I'm taking care of myself, and that makes me feel better about myself. Like after I go to the gym, I'm like, yeah, like good for me. I feel better about myself. So I would say I'm most confident during those times. How does it feel to have influence on people through social media? You have inspired me. Whoa. It feels, I really don't have that much. I mean, we're in the day and age where people literally have like millions of followers, but I guess I have some, and it feels really good when people message me and tell me that I influenced them in some way, obviously a positive way. I think it's very surreal to me. I still don't even like believe it or can't even comprehend that. I don't know, it's just very like humbling to me and very emotional that like I can affect people, but at the same time it's like stressful because no, I don't want to be perfect all the time. Like you guys, y'all know I'm not perfect, but I guess it's stressful if like I don't want to give the wrong advice. I don't want to let people down. I don't want to like be a disappointment to like not only myself, but then I have like other people like looking up to me, I guess you could say. Not that a lot of people do. Yeah. What are some qualities you look for in a friend? Loyalty, honesty, and consistency. I've had nightmare friendship stories of people who literally like cling on to you and like, you're my best friend, and then like a week later, new best friend. A week later, come back to you. A month later, they're not your friend anymore. I'm just like, can you just like grow up? I don't know. And just being like a fucking good person and making each other laugh. Which YouTubers do you like to watch? Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, Cody Ko is my all-time favorite, Whitney Simmons, Tammy Hembrow, Grace Fit UK. Those are like my fitness gals. Love them. Have you ever accidentally, that's a big word. Have you ever accidentally eaten a food that you thought was vegan but then turned out not to be? Yes. And I think this is something all vegans, long-term vegans have done. And at first you kind of beat yourself up for it. The first time ever when I was younger, like, it was my first year of being a vegetarian, I accidentally ate a marshmallow on a cake and it has gelatin, which isn't vegan or vegetarian, and I bawled my eyes out. I was literally like so down for like 2 days. But now it's like I've never accidentally eaten meat, but during veganism what I've done accidentally is egg bread is one that got me once or twice. One time I accidentally ate like some cheese on pizza and I just didn't And then I had like a cracker with like milk powder. So nothing big. You learn to not beat yourself up because what's the actual point of that? That's so dumb. But yeah, other than that, like nothing big. I don't know. If you had to give up pasta or booty workouts for the rest of your life, which would you pick? Giving up pasta would fucking suck, but honestly, I'd probably do that because then I would just eat like double the grilled cheese. Is it hard for you dealing with all the gross / shitty comments you get from the random people? Girl, yes. It is so annoying. And people say like, oh, it doesn't bug you. And sometimes it honestly doesn't because it's so funny that it's like, it's just ridiculous and you learn to brush it off. But then sometimes like the odd comment really grinds your gears. They kind of like hit a sore spot and you're just like, fuck you. So how do I deal with it? You just deal with it. And like, I block a lot of people. I delete comments. And sometimes I just leave them because I'm like, I feel like there's something crawling on me. Oh, just my hair. Any tips and tricks for hard breakups? Keep yourself busy, spend time with friends, understand that healing takes time. Don't have contact with them as much as you want to, and just be an independent bitch. But I get it, it's hard as shit. I made it sound so easy. It's really, it's the worst feeling in the world, no exaggeration. Advice for 15-year-old self. All the people being mean to you has nothing to do with you. You're a boss ass bitch.
Do you ever regret going vegan? Like, I feel left out a lot because there's hardly any vegan options when I go out to eat, and I always have to be cantered out at a family / friends event that surround food because I bring my own stuff.
That was a struggle and a half to read. Sorry, I'm just, wow. Yes, of course it's so annoying when you have to bring your own stuff because the people aren't making vegan food and you're like, why? But I've never regretted it because I think it's the most bomb thing to lead by example, and you kind of just look at everyone like, haha, I have the self-discipline and the strength to be vegan in front of all you when you're not even eating vegan. Like, I think that's really freaking cool. And then eventually they're gonna be like, damn, if Annika can do it, I can do it. And then domino effect. So never feel bad about that. You should feel really freaking empowered that you can have the self-discipline to do something that the people around you aren't doing. So this question is similar. Do you ever have a moment when you wanted to stop being vegan and go to McDonald's? Absolutely not. Ew. When you're at the gym, do you feel sometimes that men are staring at you? Of course, like you get like, most of the time people are doing their own thing, but then of course you get like the odd like creepy or just weird guy, and my advice is to literally, I stare back with like a resting bitch face. If you ever see me at the gym, I don't look happy, and that's not because I'm also not happy, I'm working out, ew, but like I make that face to like, so people kind of know like, it sounds so weird, but like don't fuck with me, like I'm doing my own thing, like stop looking at me. And like if I kind of like do this little eye roll if people are staring at me, because then they're like, oh, she's not fucking with it. So yeah, just like, or honestly just like say something, like it's your time in the gym, it's your time. Don't let people creep you out because that's gross, you know, just like tell them off. How did you tell your parents you were struggling with mental illness? Okay, this is a good question. I did mention it in my mental health video. Basically, I didn't even know what was going on. I just thought I was like just sad as fuck, and I didn't know why. And my mom was actually the person who was like, Annika, you might have mental health issues, like you might have depression. So she actually kind of like spotted it, which was very lucky. But if you're asking advice for how to tell your parents, I would say, I don't know, sit them down and like make it so that you take it seriously, so they take it seriously. If they're mean about it, that's number one, whack. Go get help on your own, but ultimately they're your parents, and I feel like they're gonna support you no matter what. And if they don't, you know what, you have other friends and people online and professionals that are gonna support you. So tell them whichever way makes you feel the most comfortable and whenever you feel comfortable. But I think they would want to know. If I had kids, I would want to know if my kids were struggling. Okay, so the last question I'm gonna answer in this Q&A that was kind of a mess is, how do you stay body positive? I'm in high school and it's so toxic with the girls in my school. Body positivity is something that I found came with time and being comfortable with myself. But if I had advice, don't ever try or feel like you have to have your body look a certain way, because I know it sounds so cliche, but there's like a million different body types, and there is gonna be a guy or a girl who's gonna love you for that body type, and everyone's standards are different. And I don't care if all the guys are saying, or girls, that they love big boobs or being super skinny or a big butt or like whatever. Like everyone has their own thing. Everyone's opinions change. Beauty standards change every 10 seconds. So what's the point of trying to like get to one? Because once you like get super skinny, it's gonna change to being thick. You know what I mean? Like just be healthy in your own body, and your healthy body will look bomb as fuck, and someone's gonna absolutely love it. So I know high school is so shitty because there's like a cookie cutter image you need to stay in, but that's gonna change. High school does not last forever, and once you're out of it, you're like, see ya, never want to go back, you know? But I think I'm gonna end that Q&A here. Sorry I looked kind of like a tool this entire video, but we're just gonna move on from that. I just wanted to do a raw Q&A. I'm definitely gonna do like a more like juicy Q&A down the line because the questions were a little basic. Love you guys to death, but you know, yeah. Oh my god, my nails. They look like actual disgusting ass mini eggs. I'm gonna pick them off because I have a nail appointment. And you don't care. I'm gonna stop talking. Just I don't know how to, just subscribe and like it and comment. Tell me your thoughts on life, and yeah. Anyways, oh my god, there's a bug. See ya.